How do you know if you've got a high-earning online course category? Well, in this video, I'm going to reveal what the top 2 money-generating online course categories are. And I'm also going to share with you what they share in common that makes them so profitable. Plus, if you hang around till the end, I'm going to give you a 5 kind of step framework that you can almost cross-check against your online course idea, or if you've already got a course, you can cross-check it against that, so that if you kind of check that you have these 5 things, you're in a better position to make more sales and profit from your online course. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Candice Davies. It's so nice to have you here. In this video, we're going to be talking about what makes an online course profitable. What do you need to have so that you know your online course is going to make sales? The first thing I want to say, just kind of like off the bat, is that there are certain niches that just by the very nature of what they're talking about or what solutions they're offering, not a better position, but they are kind of like ones, it's a little bit easier for them because they are speaking about things and offering solutions to things that people really want to solve, okay? Now, this doesn't mean that if you are not in one of these 2 categories, you shouldn't put your course together or you shouldn't try to sell your course. It just means you might have a couple more challenges, more roadblocks that you've got to kind of overcome that other niches don't. So what are the top 2 earning categories when it comes to online course creation? Well, the first, and I don't think this is going to be a surprise to many of you, but the first is anything that has to do with business and entrepreneurship. Now, there are a whole lot of things that could fit under this category. Things like business systems or automations, building funnels, content creation, copywriting, anything that is really going to help a business owner fix a problem in their business or take their business to the next level. But ultimately, it is about creating more success in terms of sales and clients in a business. The second category is about your personal finance and investing, okay? So things like cryptocurrency, the stock market, real estate, anything that is going to help you in your personal capacity grow your wealth, whereas category 1 is anything that is going to help you grow your wealth or your profit and revenue in your business. So what's the thing you hear in common here, guys? Money, right? It's how to make more money in your business or how to make more money in your personal life. These are the categories that seem to generate the most momentum and the most profit. This isn't a surprise because at the end of the day, we know that without money, people get very stressed. And without money in a business, you don't have a business. And without money in your personal life, life is going to be very challenging. So the first thing when it now comes to, well, what do these 2 categories have in common? That they are both categories are speaking to a severe and intense challenge. So if your business isn't generating, I can guarantee you are lying awake at night worrying. If you do not have savings, or if you don't know how to grow your wealth and you're living from paycheck to paycheck, you're probably also lying in bed at night worrying, okay? So both categories are speaking to what we would call like a bleeding neck problem. So it's not like you've just scratched yourself and you've got a little cut on your arm and a plaster or a band-aid will sort that out. It's like there is something going on. A band-aid's not going to fix it. Like if I don't solve it, if I don't fix this wound in my neck that is just gushing with blood, lovely, I know, but bad things are going to happen, okay? So both categories are speaking on the more extreme side when it comes to the intensity of the problem. Now, that is the first thing that all high income or highly profitable categories of online courses have in common. They are speaking to an urgent problem. The intensity of the problem is kind of like at a 10 out of 10. And not only that, there is also like a high stakes attached to the problem. Now, what does that mean in normal English? This is like a proper problem. It's keeping me up at night. It's all I can think about. I'm stressed about it all the time. And I know that if I don't solve it and I don't solve it soon, I'm either going to lose money, I'm going to lose something to do with my health is going to be compromised. There's going to be a very severe consequence. That's the high stakes attached to this problem. That's the first thing that all highly profitable online course categories have in common. The problem is a big one, so there is an intensity and urgency with the problem, and there is a high stakes attached to not solving the problem. Okay, the second thing that these categories have in common is that these business owners or the people that are marketing these courses have really developed the skill of messaging and positioning their offers, because they are not positioning or trying to sell them as information. They are selling outcomes. They are selling the transformation. This is what it's going to look like if you do the course. That's what they're selling. They're not focusing on the features of their course. Now, when many people start off and they're trying to market or sell their online courses, they fall into the trap of trying to convince people to buy by listing out all the things they're going to get. It's 10 modules and each module has 50 lessons and you're going to get these downloads and all these Zoom calls with me, right? They're trying to sell the information that's in the course rather than the outcome. This is what your life will look like once you've taken the course, or this is how things could change for you, right? So they've mastered the skill of positioning their offers based on selling the transformation, the outcome, versus information. And the third thing that these really profitable online business owners who are selling online courses have discovered is that the solution that they're offering, so the online course, is scalable, meaning they can deliver the online course to many people at the same time. So it's not like the only way you're going to make money is by sitting in a one-on-one, right? Because your capacity, how much time you've got in your day, is always going to be capped. So again, let's do a little recap. So the 3 success factors, the 3 things that all highly profitable online courses or categories have in common is, number 1, they are speaking to an urgent problem with a high intensity point, and that there is a high stake attached to not solving the problem. The second thing is that they have mastered the ability to market their courses by selling outcomes and transformation versus information and features. And the last one is that they can deliver it to many people at the same time. So it is scalable. Okay. Now, again, I'm just going to reiterate, if this is not you and you don't have one of these, I'm not in the category of business and entrepreneurship, and I'm not in the category of personal finance and investing, I'm doomed. No, you're not. Okay. Many, many business owners, and I've worked with many of them who are in niches like the hobby niches, cooking, knitting, art and craft stuff, or the personal transformation space. It might not be a bleeding neck problem, but it doesn't mean that they can't be successful and profitable. It means that often the work lies in messaging and positioning, okay? So I don't want you to feel like doom and gloom and you can't make money. It's absolutely not that way. It just means you might need to develop some skills in other areas. So I did promise you a kind of a framework that you could cross-check either your existing course or if you have an idea for your course. And I want to share that with you now so that if you do go ahead and put it together, or if you are struggling in your marketing of your course, you can kind of look and troubleshoot where you're going wrong. All right, so the first thing I want you to look at is the problem, right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, I call it the Problemometer, okay? 0 being this isn't even on the person's radar, it is not a problem for them. You might think it's a problem, but it's not a problem for your audience. Versus a 10 out of 10, which is I cannot sleep at night. It's all I think about. It is ruining my life. It's ruining my business. Where does your audience's problem, pain point, challenge, whatever you want to call it, where does it lie? And this can be very difficult for us because we are highly attached to our businesses. Well, we think it's a problem, so surely it is a problem. And it takes a little bit of stepping back and being objective about things to really kind of audit, is this a big thing for your people or not. The second thing I want you to look at is your offer. So if it is a problem for your person, they know they want to do something about it, I want you to make sure that the offer, the thing, the solution that you are putting in front of them doesn't make sense, okay? And also, can it solve the problem? Like, can it actually do what you are saying it can do? Because it is critical that it can. You need a proven framework, proven systems, a proven method that actually can deliver what you say you can deliver. The third thing I want you to look at is your messaging and your positioning. So have you been trying to sell this as like information and features, right? Versus the skill, and I really do say a skill because it is a skill to learn how to shift out of that and into more like selling the outcome, selling the transformation. Again, in your emails and your content, your launch content, your posts, all that kind of stuff. Like, how are you setting it up for people so that when you present your solution, it just feels like this natural, no-brainer kind of progression to saying yes. If we're speaking about money and speaking about being profitable with our online courses, the next thing I'm going to ask you to look at is like, what have you priced your online course at? So many people again think, oh, it's better to go low and get more people, right? But the truth is, most highly profitable online course creators are not selling low ticket items. They are selling signature courses that are really nicely priced so that it's lucrative for them. And I think that confidence with pricing comes from, again, as I said, knowing that they can deliver what they say they can deliver. So there is also a psychological aspect to pricing. You know, we think that we have to pack our courses with content and information. It's almost like it is bulging. It's just got so much stuff in it because we have to justify the price point to our audience. And if that is where you're at, I'm really going to ask you to challenge that in that movie, The Matrix, you know, when Morpheus presents the blue pill and the red pill to Neo, and he's like, if you take the red pill, you know, you imagine I said to you, if you take the red pill, I'm going to get you what you want in a nanosecond, versus if you take the blue pill, it's going to take you 6 months, but actually the outcome is you're going to get to the same place. The blue one is $199, the red one is 10,000. Most people will say, give me the 10,000 one because I want what I want now. So when it comes to looking at your pricing, and it takes a bit of training our brains to think like this, that the pricing should be on the value your person gets, right? How quickly did you get them what they wanted? How quickly did you help them troubleshoot, solve the problem? The value of what you are giving them versus the actual content that is in it, okay? Because most people just want to solve the problem as quickly as possible and like move on with their lives, right? And lastly, the thing that you could look at, and it might be missing element, is have you built a community around your online course? You know, have you got people that are engaging in a group or wherever you're going to host your community? You know, are they posting their wins, posting their challenges? You know, how do you generate social proof from this thing that you know can help so many people? Is there a community aspect to your course? So again, let's just go over those 5 things really quickly. You're going to look at the problem, you're going to look at your offer, you're going to look at your messaging, you're going to look at your pricing, and then you're going to look at whether or not there is a community that you are starting to build around this thing. Okay. If you are not sure about a lot of this, like, I don't know if I've got a profitable problem here, or I don't know if messaging is my issue, or, you know, does my offer actually make sense for the problem that I'm talking about? If any of these things are keeping you stumped and it's just like you're hitting these roadblocks day after day, launch after launch, I'm going to link in the description how you can set up a one-on-one session with me. It will be highly strategic. We'll get my eyes on your stuff. We'll brainstorm it out together. But that's absolutely something that you could look at, because the truth is, and again, not a lot of this happens overnight. Like, messaging and positioning is a skill, and sometimes we're a little bit too close to our own stuff. So it's really helpful to get somebody else's eyes on it and give you some feedback that will help you take the next step. I'm going to link that below in the description for you. If you're new around here or if this was helpful, please like and subscribe. We're new around here. We're trying to grow our channel. I love all things content, all things funnels and business, and I just really, really love helping people so that they can just feel like, yeah, they can do this. So please hit subscribe. Love to get to know you. Otherwise, guys, I'm going to catch you in the next video.